I have that presentation for the typographic spacing to show you, and I thought it would be interesting if I go through that. This is the one I normally show in class, but we'll do it here online and see how it works. Let's see if we can launch this. And I should be able to go through and show you these in their order. A lot of these projects were originally done in hand skills, so some of these will look like they're not as detailed, but as hand skill projects before we move to Illustrator. Notice that we have an availability to run our finger through the open space, and how important the figure-ground relationship is within the work itself. Students' desire in this particular piece was to show like a mountainscape with clouds floating through or balloons. This is a student that actually started it and had it rotated to make it fit a little better on the page to give it a little more visual jump. Another interesting one, could have rotated a little bit more, could have been a little bit stronger, but still effective piece. This one actually started out as mountains, where the student had like clouds floating above mountain, but decided to rotate it. Notice the 1-inch allocation on the left, that meets the requirement of the assignment, and again this was hand inked. This probably has more figure ground than required, but still a nice design. Beautiful design. The only challenge is the relationship between the small, medium, and large isn't distinct enough to really qualify, but I like the use of the X and the O's and creating that patterning across the page, so I did include that in the presentation. Again, another hand-inked piece, kind of like a décolleté across a piece of jewelry. This was one of my early semesters, and the students would draw these, and you could do that encapsulation device, kind of that MC Escher look and feel. Another piece that student rotated back before I had the 90-degree rule. Notice that one letter is kind of on like a 30-degree. Again, before the 90-degree rule requirement, the students are racking this around a central hubbing point, which could be a very good aspect for you to play around with that central hubbing device. Again, a good range of thick and thin from the large to the smaller letters. Now look at the patterning, how this one's got kind of like a girder work going across. Doesn't quite meet the requirement for the 1-inch at the top and bottom, but still a nice piece of work. Another interesting piece. Another interesting piece. This one I like quite a bit. I like the fact that they're using numbers in their work, that the two 5s are playing off of each other, a little juxtaposition between the large one in the very center and the one kind of zooming up towards the upper right-hand corner. Lots of good figure grounding, it fills the page rather well in that 1-inch margin at the top. Another very strong dynamic piece. Again, it's hand-inked, a little bit wonky, but okay. A beautiful piece. It didn't qualify for the assignment because it does not have the 1-inch. The student tried to sell me on it, but I wasn't buying the intersection piece, that being the 1-inch. But good try. You know, we do like people to try once in a while. Just some additional fun pieces of work. This one, originally, I've got sketches on this that I can show that show the work was originally done parallel to the baseline, and then the student rotated it to a 30-degree. You give it a lot more visual interest. Finely crafted piece. This is hand inked. Very, very well done. The craftsmanship on that was exemplary. This was an early piece from the mid-90s that was done by one of my students. And then this one's kind of nice. You can see the progression as it's going from the bottom. It's large, and they get smaller and smaller as they come across, almost like it's circulating around to the left. Got that one lonely X out there floating away from the herd. And this last piece was one that I had found online years ago. I like it. I just like the way it stacks, almost like a forest in the trees. And then this one here is interesting. An X design, you can always run your finger through the curving X connecting them. Here's the one that looks like the Sistine Chapel with God and man with his fingers coming together to touch. And that's a nice place to stop. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in class.